Hello everyone, welcome back. I know it's been a very long time since my last video, but I thought it's time I finally got back to brewing. It's been a very relatively warm summer. I mean, that's not right to say. It's actually been a relatively cool summer, but it has been warm. It has been quite humid out my way. Not ideal brewing conditions, especially if you don't have temperature control, which I don't. So now that it's starting to cool down a little bit and we're expecting a couple of weeks worth of rain pretty much every day, I'm assuming the temperature is going to be pretty cool, I hope. So I'm going to give it brewing another shot. I've got a couple of brews, one of which I'm going to do today. So I've got the Rawaka Pale Ale. Probably do that one next time. Black Rock Brewery. And another Black Rock Golden Ale. I got both of these off Dad. He offloaded them to me. I think he didn't get a chance to do them, so thanks, Dad. Appreciate it. Let's give them a go today. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. Going to just use the Brew Enhancer 2. I picked this up when I was in the shops a few days ago. I'm going to just brew with whatever yeast comes with the kit here, and I will dry hop this one. Probably, if I have anything Kiwi, like I don't think I do, but I'm going to have a look through my stash. If I've got any Nelson or, I don't know, Matuka or something like that, I might dry hop it with some of those, but whatever it is, I'll just dry hop it. Probably a Cascade or something similar to that. It just tends to be what I have a lot of. I do have a bit of hops, but not really good at categorizing and, sorting all my stuff out. Anyway, let's give this a go. Fermenter has not been used in a couple months. I'm going to take a bit of a gamble today, and this is something I don't recommend. Usually sanitize before you start. I had sanitizer sitting in this after I finished cleaning it last time. I just sort of give it a swish around and tipped it out. It smelt kind of sanitizer-y, so I'm going to just take a gamble, and hopefully the old vessel is nice and sanitized. Just going to go for it. First up, get our brewing enhancer open, dumped into the old vessel. There's a mess. What's one more little bit of plastic? Just kidding, I will pick it up after I'm finished. But yeah, it is a mess. Absolute mess right now. Alright. So I remember. Alright, let's open this up anyway. I like that lid design. This is just a really small comment, but this comes off so much easier than those Cooper's lids. You always find little bits of red plastic always sticking around the edge, and I've had quite a few actually fall into the actual brew before, so I actually don't mind this lid design. They should do this at Cooper's. Okay, it comes with premium brewing yeast, 5 grams. Best before date on the can. Let's make sure that we're actually not going to. Today's date, by the way, is the 26th of February 2022. Not the best start. So it's about 6 months out of date. That in mind, I might actually use one of my other yeasts. So I don't think I'm going to gamble with expired yeast, to be honest. I think this will be fine. Like, to be honest, like, anything here is going to be fine. Should be. But yeast, maybe not. So let's work on the fly here, and we'll use my other yeasts. Anyway, got this in here. Now it's good to put a couple of litres of water in at this point. I'm using about half a kettle's worth. The other half I'm going to use on that. Sorry, on this. I don't like to put too much boiling water in at the start, mainly because it takes a long time to cool down. If you put too much boiling water in, obviously your temperature is going to be higher. You're probably going to have to wait a day or two, not 2 days, but you're going to have to wait a day to actually pitch your yeast. So I try to limit it to 2 litres of boiling water per batch. Again, not an issue if you've got an ice bath or some way to cool it down, or if you actually refrigerate water beforehand. It's something you can do. I have done that in the past. Have not done it for a very long time because we never have room in the fridge anymore. So I just have to basically work off what I've got, which is water straight out of the tap, and I hope that it's not too hot. We've had a few good cool days, so hopefully the tap water is actually pretty cool today as well. Alright, that's looking pretty good. Let's open the can up and see what we're dealing with. Oh no, what have I done? See if we can just twist that a little bit so we can get into it. There we go, that's what we want. I just didn't want to have to get a knife out because the fact that it's not sterilised, I don't really want to stick anything into the brew kit, which is now going straight into my vessel. Just gonna get in the way. Alright, straight in. Let's try to stay out of the way of the camera. Just get most of that in there. Give it a little stir, it's mixing quite well. No issues at all so far. Obviously this stage is going to be pretty thick because I've only got about a litre of water, maybe a little bit more than a litre of water in here at the moment. And that has been mixed with a kilogram of brew enhancer too, so it's already quite thick. And then when you chuck in this sludge, you get something that's kind of like maple syrup basically in terms of consistency. Just scrape off some of the stuff on the edges, get it in there. Now you absolutely do not need to go to this level of getting every little drop out of these cans. I really don't know what kind of difference it even is going to make, because when you're looking at what, 1.7 kilograms, how much is honestly going to be in the can there when it comes down to it? It's not like you're dealing with a lot of stuff, but it's a matter of habit for me. So I like to put in whatever's left of the boiling water. It's nice if you can fill it all the way up, it makes it a lot easier. Got half a can, good enough. Give it a stir. Remember, I made this mistake before. Now it's only half full, so I can do this, but when you've got boiling water putting into these cans, as a general rule, do not just go and pick it up. It will burn. Like I said, at the moment it's fine because I only have this can half filled, so I can hold the top of it okay for now. It probably will warm up, and in fact I can feel it warming up as I'm holding it. Put it back over there. Probably want to put gloves on or something. Or just grab a towel. I don't know, well, see, I'm in the garage, so I'll just go find some stuff. Probably get in trouble if I use that. Let's just use this. Being in the garage, you've got plenty of rags lying around. That's good. And you can actually see now all the liquid malt extracts is falling off the upper half of the can anyway. It's pretty much all coming down as the temperature warms up. And I've got a very light liquid now, which theoretically should have all of my leftover malt extract from the can. And look at that, that's beautiful. Virtually empty, there's only a little bit from the top ends that didn't make it, but that doesn't bother me whatsoever. Okay, next step, we're going to fill this up. We're going to do 22 litres today. I'm going to probably just pause this purely because I'm brewing in the garage entirely today. Usually I do this in the kitchen. It's very noisy in the house at the moment, so I'm doing the whole thing out here. What I usually do, I take these and I just use these to fill it up. So I turn the tap on, fill this up, pour it in, fill it up, pour it in. Do this about 15 times, give or take, and you usually got your thing full. Now, if I put the fermenter right next to the kitchen sink, it only takes, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to have to be coming back and forwards between the kitchen and the garage today, so not exactly something that's really fun to watch on camera. So I'm just going to give it a pause. I will fill it up with this, and back in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. Fill it back up to just under 22 litres, but close enough. You know, I mentioned the stuff inside the can before. If you use this trick, you just use the can to fill the fermenter up, especially if you use some hot water first. It does basically clean every last drop out. So if you're a last drop kind of person, it's the way to go. The only thing I missed out this time would be whatever was on that lid, but I really don't care. Okay, so as we mentioned, I'm really not going to risk this 6-month expired yeast. I would have loved to have tried it, to be honest, if it was in date, but I think we're going to have to give that one a pass today. I think that's something going to find its way to the bin, unfortunately. Would be an interesting experiment to see if you can use out-of-date yeast, but I've never used this brand before, and I don't really want to quite ruin it with bad yeast just yet. So let's use an old Cooper's yeast that I had saved from another batch. One of those ones where I used US-05. So I knew there was a reason I saved these. So let's use this today. Hopefully, I'm going to try to find these in the shops actually, and try to find one that's in date and give it a shot with the packet yeast. But today we're going back to Cooper's. I don't even have a US-05 actually, so I can't try that. I didn't check the temperature, that was stupid. 26. Close, it's going to be close this one. Okay. Yeah, don't do what I just did and chuck your yeast in without checking your temperature. I don't know if you call that 26 or 28. I tend to take the middle one. You can see the 26 is pretty bright. 28 is obviously very bright, and then the 24 you can see, it's probably hard to see on the camera, but it's pretty well defined as well. I would say it's probably 26, 27 degrees most likely. Probably 28, who knows. I do know these yeasts, they do recommend use it under, I think it's 27 degrees. It specifically says that on the Cooper's website. So we'll see if this one takes. If it doesn't, I think I've got actually one of those old Homebrew yeast packs in there. My last one. It's an antique item now, until I can find a Woolworths that sells them again. Anyway, there's our brew. Looking quite nice. Got a good smell to it. Okay. So, Golden Ale, Black Rock Golden Ale. Good to try this one out, and I'm really keen to try it. Like I said, I haven't really been brewing much over summer because of the temperature. I've unfortunately gotten to the point though where I've got more empty bottles than I do beer to drink, so it's sort of time that I really got around to brewing again. And I actually found some really old homebrews the other day. So in this box here, what's this? Batch number 23. Look at that dodgy writing. Batch 23, considering this one is 49, I believe, and I haven't really done a lot of brewing in the last year, but compared to previously, that 23 is probably quite possibly 2 years old, maybe more. I should have checked it before I got on camera, but I'll do that later. I might actually, you know what? You want to see a taste test of this? Let's give it a go. I'll look it up what it is, and I will do a taste test maybe tonight. So you might get 2 videos in one day. Let's do that before I forget. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back later on with a taste test of batch 23, whatever that is. I think it's probably a lager, but we'll see. Might even be an old Pacific Ale, I don't know. That's why we're taste testing it. We've got some brews over here still sort of going. As you can see, there's a lot of empties. A lot of empties down there, a hell of a lot of empties up there. More empties down there. But then a few batches over here, so I got some beer over there and some beer down there. But getting through it eventually. Anyway, let's see how this one turns out. I'll probably try to do a taste test of this batch when it's ready, purely because I want to experiment with a new brand, B, a golden ale, which I've actually never brewed a golden ale specifically, so this will be interesting. And it is an expired beer, so let's see if the expiration date matters for this, or if it's more of a yeast thing. I'm pretty sure it's a yeast thing, but we'll see. That's the whole point of experimenting. That's what I do on this channel anyway, muck around. Hopefully we'll get some more content out in the next few months. I know it's been a bit lazy, but things are cooling down now, so it's time to get back on the beers. Back on the brewing the beers anyway. Alright, take it easy, keep it simple, and let's just keep brewing. Cheers, guys.